Hello and welcome to Cat Studio. We do a lot of fun things here. Folios, we do a little watercolor painting once in a while. I don't know if you've caught any of those videos, but have a look. They're fun, they're easy. Give it a try. If you're watching this video right now, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends. All right, let's get started. Today we're going to make a really fun folio that is super easy to do. It's what I call the Waterfall Folio, because basically it's a waterfall with, covers. So we're going to be using the Farmhouse Market Cartabella cardstock to cover it. We don't need very much of that. So we have my leftover scraps from some other project. Hopefully I have enough. I think I do. And they're beautiful papers. I mean, really gorgeous. So we will get started with cutting our paper for our base and our waterfall. So what you're going to need for that is 2 sheets of heavyweight cardstock. I'm using Recollections 110 pound. And then for the waterfall, I use 65 pound cardstock. You can do the whole thing in heavyweight if you wanted to. I just don't feel like we need that. So 2 sheets of heavyweight, 3 sheets of 65 pound cardstock, a paper trimmer, a scoreboard, some glue, and a pencil. And a pencil. Where my pencil went? Pencil. Oh, pencil. Okay. So let's get started on cutting. We're going to take our 2 sheets of heavyweight cardstock to the trimmer. That is 8.5 by 11. On the 8.5 side, we're going to cut 6.5. And I put these both in at the same time to cut. Just saves time, and it hopefully ensures that they're both exactly 6.5 inches. So I'm sorry, 6.5 inches. Talking and cutting at the same time. All right, let's trim that on the 8.5 side at 6.5 inches. Let's turn it now and cut it to 9 inches. And that's your heavyweight cardstock. All right, 9 inches. And now we're going to set that aside for now. And then we're going to take our 65 pound cardstock to the paper trimmer as well. And we're going to cut, on the 8.5 side, all 3 sheets at 6.5. Let's cut all 3 sheets at 6.5 inches. Make sure you have a sharp blade in there for that too, because you want it to go all the way through. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we have our 3 sheets cut at 6.5. This is for our waterfall. We're going to make sure that this sheet is 11 inches, because even though it says 8.5 by 11, it doesn't always come out to 11 inches. So, and I have to trim a slight amount off. All right, our next piece of our waterfall pieces we'll cut at 10 inches. So we have an 11, a 10, and then we'll have a 5. So this one's 10. And a 5-inch. And this is all on the 11-inch side. So our pieces will all be 6.5 wide this way. So this is your waterfall. 6.5 by 11, 6.5 by 10, 6.5 by 5 inches. Alrighty, let's set that to the side for just a moment and take that leftover piece that you cut off for the 5 inches, and let's cut that down to 3.5 inches. And let's write on that, because we're going to cover this, pocket. That's your pocket, so you don't mix it up. All right, and let's take our, I haven't decided which ones yet, but let's take this to the trimmer and trim off the bottom. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna see if I can think about which one I want for the cover. And everything is cute here. So I'm going to cut this at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And I need 4 pieces. Cutting off that end strip first. Then I measured to 6 1/4. Did I measure that wrong? I'll check them all, don't worry. And 6 1/4. Okay, and we'll save those pieces. We'll piece them together for that last page that we need. Yeah, so set these off to the side. We don't need these yet. And what we do need is our scoreboard. And we have all our pieces, the pocket, the waterfall, 3 waterfall pieces. Set those to the side for a moment and take your base, which are 6 1/2 by 9 inches. On the 9-inch side, we're going to score that at 6 1/2 and 7 inches. And that is, put a letter L for your left side, the left. Actually, right there on the other side. Flip it. And then take your other piece that's 6 1/2 by 9 inches and score it the same, 6 1/2 and 7 inches. And this is the right side. I don't know which side to mark, but if we mark them both, we won't get it wrong. All right, let's take our waterfall pieces to the scoreboard now. On the 11-inch piece, we're going to score all these at 4 1/2 inches. 4 1/2, and we're going to flip it, and 4 1/2. And if you've ever watched Michelle Allen, I believe that's the name of her channel, I'm not sure. She does a waterfall like this. Mine is a little bit different. 4 1/2, flip, and 4 1/2. Make sure you get that right. 4 1/2. Make sure I got that in the right spot. Okay, that piece is done, and that was your 10-inch piece. So the 11 and the 10 is done, and let's bring in the 5-inch piece. That's the waterfall as well. On the 5-inch side, on the 5-inch side, we're going to score that at 4 1/2 as well. Okay. All right, that's our waterfall pieces. Now let's score our pocket, and the pocket will get scored at 6 inches. on the short side, you're going to score that at 3. Oops. Maybe 3 inches, and then okay, and again if you turn it, it's going to be at 6 inches, but it's basically a 1/2 inch in on each on 3 sides. So 3 sides, a 1/2 inch score line. So that's our pocket, and now we're ready to start gluing. Was that fun? We're going to put together, first we're going to put together the waterfall. And how we do that is take your biggest piece, lay it into your, put that into your scoreboard so that you have a letter L shape and it's butted into the corner and in the bottom. And let's fold and crease it all first. Okay, now that we're folded and creased, let's take the biggest piece and lay it into your scoreboard. Take the next biggest piece, which has a smaller gusset here, and fold that one side down. We're going to put glue on the whole, this whole piece here, where you see the score line. Glue goes in the center of that. And then the tricky part comes. Well, actually it's not tricky, it's just that you have to get it right. So that line, that fold line, will get, so you can see your score line here is at 4.5 inches where it should be, because we scored everything at 4.5. This one will line up the 5-inch score line. And line that up at the bottom. And press that in. I'm just going to put it underneath for a second, just so I can make sure that I've got it pressed. Let's press the whole thing in really nicely. Alright, open that up. And you can see that both ends are 1/4 inch in. And then your next piece will go in, and that lines up, your score line on the left lines up with the 5-inch. This one will line up at 6.5. Alright, that's our last piece that we're putting in. Glue this, a nice edge here. Okay, beautiful. And paper towel. Let's pop that down, make sure we're in straight. Lay that in at 6.5 inches, flush with the bottom. And make sure you look even here. Beautiful. And then press that in. Press that in nice. All right, now once you close this all up, have a little look-see here, see if you look straight. If not, take that over to your guillotine trimmer and cut that off, in which I am going to do that right now, because to our base now, let's fold and crease those lines. So you're almost done. All you have to do is glue this together and then glue in your waterfall and then decorate. And that's the fun part. For me it is. Alright, now I just want a little I'll do something really quick. Take this over to my paper trimmer and I'm going to cut off at this bottom edge because this is exactly 6.5 inches here from this score line. It might be a little bit more. So we're going to need that to be about 1/8 of an inch shorter. So it might look a little off, but it's still going to work. It's still going to work. It's just that you don't want it getting stuck in your, and you'll see what I mean when we get to that. Okay, put your letter L on the left side of your table, and then open this up. And on the right side, this is your closure, and then we're going to glue this down to the score line. So we're going to pop some glue here. And I think if you did your waterfall in this heavier cardstock, it might be too thick because we do glue right down to the center. You'll see in a minute how we glue that in. Make sure you're not over the score line. You can still open and close. And then you're straight at the bottom. And just press that in. Press it in, press it in. Alrighty, wipe off excess glue. You don't want to stuck to anything else. Okay, the next thing we do is take your waterfall and you're going to lay it there and see that it fits. You've got a little bit of room down here, so when you close this, you will close up, okay? You don't want it to be getting in the way. When I first made this, I left this piece and it was just hanging up over here. So in any case, let's glue that section where you see the score line here, the score line here. In that section, we're going to put our glue. Alrighty, I'm going to rub that edge here because I really want it to stick really well. Okay, let's lay that right down on that piece that we just glued in. That's our edge. Line it up at the bottom and the top. Maybe stand it up and make sure that you're straight. Press that down. Now we're just going to go through one page at a time, pressing it down. Yep, and see sometimes you get glue in between the pages. At least I do. You need to unstick that. All right. And this section will seem like you forgot to score it, which, you know, just being that it was open the other way. You just have to re-press it in. And let's turn it over and press again. Alrighty, there you have it. You have your folio. Your waterfall folio is almost finished. Let's take our pocket and cut the corners. You scored 3 sides. Oops, wrong pocket. Okay, that was the 3.5 by 6.5 piece. We're going to cut the corners, leaving the corner. And make sure you trim that up good so they don't touch. So let's press, we'll increase that really quickly. And I'll show you what we're going to do next. We're going to put it in the book, like so. We're only going to glue that tab. And we've done this before, where we just glue that tab in, and then we decorate, and then we come back and glue the edges down. So we'll glue on that tab. I'm trying to keep my desk clean. I just redid it, so. Being a little fussy today with that. All right, press that on the bottom edge. Press that in. And we are ready to decorate. And I think what I'm gonna do, since, see, this will fit here nicely. I might have to piece two pieces together, so I might do it in that section. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when I get to it. Okay, so I will pause the video, I'll decorate, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and here's the final walkthrough on the folio, Waterfall Folio. And I did finish the front here. I put this little tag on it, says this is our happy place. And then inside, I put the magnet on already. I just stick it here, line it up, make sure it's, you know, even here and here, and then press that in. And then inside we have that pocket that I covered in a little piece of cardstock. And I put a few tags in my little Toby photograph. Fit a lot of stuff in that pocket, I think. Okay, and so your waterfall is made so that you can put a matte piece of cardstock down plus your photo. And I would suggest using double-sided tape if you were going to put photos in here. If you use glue, it's probably gonna buckle. Okay, and so these are just 65-pound cardstock on these pages here, and I ran out of blue, so little pink on the back page. Okay, and that's it. And then this page here, I think we went over that. I was thinking I didn't have enough cardstock for, you know, all these pages. I thought I needed 4, but I only need 3 at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then this last page was, I believe, 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 for that last piece. So your 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 is the front, the inside of the front, and your back piece. And then your 2-inch tab, I cut at 1 3/4 by 6 1/4. So all your pieces, the height is 6 1/4. So, and the width of this one is 1 3/4 and 1 3/4 here. Okay, so that's the Waterfall Folio. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you try to make these. I hope you make a whole bunch of them. Thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video. And leave your comments in the comments section. If there's something I didn't cover that you want me to cover, let me know. Or if I missed something, you know, or if you like this video, just leave your comments there, and I appreciate everything. So have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.